Happy day, students. Welcome to San Academy Pallikarane. This is Class 8 History, Chapter 4 Tribals, Use, and the Vision of a Golden Age. Topics to be covered today: how did tribal groups live? How did colonial rule affect tribal lives? Forest law and their impact. The problem with trade, a closer look. How did tribal groups live? Let us see. Some tribal groups practiced jam cultivation, which is shifting cultivation. Jam cultivation was practiced on small patches of land where they cleared out the treetops to let sunlight fall on the ground. They were mainly found in the hilly and forested tracts of central and northeast India. Many tribal groups were also hunter-gatherers who hunted animals and gathered forest produce for survival. One such group were the Kons who lived in Orissa. They hunted collectively and ate fruits and roots. They cooked their food with oil extracted from seeds of sal and mahua. They also engaged in small forms of barter, that is, exchanging of items, with other communities for certain items such as rice and other grains. Herding and rearing animals was another form of livelihood of certain communities. The Van Gujras of Punjab, the Gadis of Gulu, and Bakarwals of Kashmir were some of the many tribal communities that reared animals such as cattle, sheep, and goats. Lastly, many tribal groups had settled down in the 19th century and began cultivating in one place year after year. In such cases, the land mostly belonged to all members of the clan. One such group are the Mundas of Chota Nagpur, who lived in the 19th century. Now let us see how did colonial rule affect tribal lives. Under the British rule, the role of tribal chiefs changed. While they still had a certain amount of economic power and had the right to control their territories, and in some cases even had their own police, they lost their administrative power and were following the British laws and pay tribute to them. The British wanted moving people to settle down. To have a regular revenue, they introduced land revenue systems. Forest laws and their impact. Forest laws, however, had a deep impact on the tribal communities. The British declared all forest as state property and classified some as reserved forest because of the timber they produced. People were not allowed to move freely or hunt or gather in such forest. However, in need of a labor force, the British gave cultivators a small patch of land in these reserved forests under the condition that they would do labor for the forest department and look after the forest. The problem with trade. Money lenders and traders came into forest in the 19th century looking to buy forest produce and offering cash loans, but they paid very little for the goods they purchased from tribals. A fine example of this are the Santals of Jharkhand who reared silkworm cocoons. They were paid rupees 3 or 4 for 1,000 cocoons, which were then sold at the local market for 5 times the price. So the displaced tribal communities had to wander around for work. They began to work in tea plantations in Assam and coal mines in Jharkhand. These people were paid very low wages and had to work in very unfavorable conditions. A closer look. Throughout the country, tribal groups rebelled against the British rules and laws during the 19th and 20th centuries. Birsa was born in the mid 1870s and started a movement which aimed at reforming the tribal society. The British officials were worried about the Birsa movement as it wanted to drive out missionaries, moneylenders, Hindu landlords, and the government and set up a Munda Raj. As the movement spread, British officials arrested Birza in 1895 and jailed him for 2 years. He was released in 1897 but died of cholera in 1900, and hence the Birza movement came to an end. That is the end of the lesson. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.